James Blinus. This is a beautiful wine. I love Aligoté, and I don't drink enough of it, but I'm really excited to present 4 Aligoté. Now, this is from Domaine Chevrot. This is called Cuvée de Quatre, Terroirs 2018 vintage. Stay tuned, and I'll tell you about this remarkable beauty from Burgundy. Remarkable beauty indeed, and a little more in my wine glass. I think this is really a handsome, beautiful wine, and this is a very identified wine of this region. There are quite a number of hectares planted to this, about 45,000 hectares, which is about 110,000 acres planted of Aligoté. Now, this is a cross between Pinot Noir and Gouais Blanc, which is a sibling to Chardonnay, which you're also going to find in this region as well. There's a difference in how they taste. They may have the same, very similar DNA, and you can say that with almost any Vitis vinifera variety. They're almost identical in many respects. There's some microsatellites. You're going to look in terms of what the total DNA looks like and find differences, which will account for some of the variations in the wine itself. Now, when the color regulators are on or off, you're going to get either a red wine, white wine, or partially on, partially off. You're going to get a rosé or what we call gris. So if you taste Chardonnay and Aligoté side by side, they're different wines. They're going to taste different, and not one is going to resemble the other, though they have almost identical, probably 99% characteristics that are the same in terms of its DNA composition. Anyways, I go on about that because I think it is very interesting and very cool to talk about. This is a really beautiful producer and a very thoughtful producer. What I liked about this wine is I did say this is Cuvée de Quatre Terroirs. So that means that there are 4 different vineyard sites that are included in terms of what this wine composes. And I think that's a really nice thing to think about. I'll name them out. So the 4 locations are Sous les Croix de Pierre, that's 0.2 hectares, which is a carbonate sands soil composition. Les Langourets, which is 0.5 hectares, and that's limestone gravel. Les Fontaines, that's 0.4 hectares, and that's magnesium sandstone. And Les Champs Rijés, which is 0.3 hectares, and that's blonde stoneware. Now, the surface area of the vineyard is 1.38 hectares, and the average age of the vines is about 41 years. So it's a pretty well-dedicated, long-lasting old vine, if I can say that word, for this particular wine. I think that's pretty remarkable and very cool. Now, the vinification is the following. They harvest in the morning, treat them lightly before moving on to a long pressing, and then they select the best juice. Now, what they do is they're going to add a very small amount of CO2, which is about 1 gram per hectoliter. They let the must decant overnight, then it patiently waits for it to move on to the fermentation step with indigenous yeast. Now, the fermentation in stainless steel vats, which is about 3 weeks, between 15 degrees centigrade, which is about 59 Fahrenheit, and 23 degrees centigrade, which is about 73.4 degrees Fahrenheit. Now, the maturation time is 13 months, and the wine is regularly racked off and progressively gotten rid of its deposits and carbon dioxide from the fermentation. Alcohol content is 12 ABV. Now, to me, I think this is really splendid, beautiful, and one where, you know, there's no guesswork on this, that this is going to be Aligoté versus Chardonnay. Of course, if you're blind tasting this, you may not get right away that this is Aligoté, but my key reminders on this are, I would say, autumnal or even winter fruits on this, and to me, that's giving a lot of characterization in terms of the beauty and elegance of this wine. And yes, Aligoté can be elegant. I think this producer is very thoughtful in bringing these 4 different sites together in one glass. And I think that really gives a signature of nice minerality and salinity. Now, beautiful and appealing freshness to this wine. Green apple, calmish pear notes, moistened minerals, and gardenia notes. Next, the palate characterization, and then the point score. So what I very much am enjoying about this experience is the very present from the very beginning experience to the finish of this wine is minerality is just very encased in this characterization. Freshly sliced apples, Asian pear, crushed oyster shell, fresh flowers. A really fantastic pairing, say fruit de mer would be fantastic with this wine. Beautiful, nice cheeses, hard or soft cheeses. I can imagine this with a triple cream or Gouda. So many ways of preparing this and serving this and delighting in this, and also to enjoy this in, say, a summer picnic basket. Enjoy it at your summer concert series. So a beautiful wine, $22 suggested retail price point. I think it's a really good price point for a very high quality wine. 94 points out of 100 points. So more information on the producer down below. Questions or comments, please let us there, or in the social medias that I'm on, such as Instagram, LinkedIn, Twitter, and Facebook. And so we can have a conversation there. Give a like to this video, subscribe to the channel again, and share this video with somebody who might be interested in aligoté. Aligoté is elegant, beautiful, gorgeous, and wondrous, and it deserves to be on your tasting table to enjoy with a variety of seafood dishes and to enjoy it on its own. Charcuterie, of course, and cheeses. Thank you so much, and I will see you in the next video and my tasting table. Stay tuned for more. Santé.